welcome back to the Citizen channel. We'll make this as painless as we can, although it's quite painful to watch that Newcastle 2, City 1. It was on the cards. We give far too many chances away, and if we can't put our own away, then we're going to have problems, and that's exactly what happened against a good Newcastle team at home. And we struggled, and the players struggled, although no one had a particularly bad game. It was just how it was, wasn't it? So we'll talk about it anyway. We're in the company of Tyrone Marshall from the Manchester Evening News. We'll have a look at what he thought of the City players tonight, this evening, late afternoon, evening. I'll give you my thoughts as well on this. So we'll have a quicker look today, guys. Few things going on, so I can't do the sofa score stuff and things like that, but we'll just do a general player ratings anyway. Please, if you do enjoy the content, hit that like button. Helps the algorithms, of course it does. What also helps the algorithms is hype points. If you can give me any hype points, that's wonderful. It gets us out there, gets us on search engines, stuff like that, and of course hitting that hype button or the like button works. And if you're not already subscribed, please feel free to do so. It'd be great to have you on board. Right, as I said, we'll a bit of a shorter version tonight, guys. Got a few things going on at the moment outside of football. Life gets in the way, doesn't it, sometimes? But we'll get on with this one. Let's see what Tyrone Marshall said about Donnarumma. A trio of stunning saves from Walton made, but still beaten in the end. But once again for protest after the second goal having been targeted at a corner. Yeah, I think that's his third yellow card now. And yeah, he kept us in the game in the first half. It's as simple as that. But we know he's no good at corners. We're not going to change that. And our defence isn't very good at corners either. So having Donnarumma's presence there to save us at vital moments isn't going to save us on set pieces. So work something out, City, because this has become a regular thing this season. Certainly we've had it previous seasons, but if we're going to give the ball up a lot and concede things, we've got to be far better at set pieces. Yeah, it's Tyrone gave him a 7. I'll have to give him a 7. As I say, I'm not going to blame him for that second goal particularly. As I say, I don't expect him to become dominant at corners. That's not his place, so I'm not going to expect him to do it. On to Nunez. Recovered well from a shaky start, said Tyrone, against Barnes, but still saw his direct opponent score twice. Not his best going forward, but a difficult game for him. Yeah, I thought, okay, I'm going to put the goals... the blame of the goals really at the defence generally. Of course, Nunez was caught out a couple of times, but I thought he did all right overall. I don't think he did that badly. Other players have to step up. It's not just about Nunez, and he's a good player. Barnes, I think, is he coming back from an injury? Anyway, he's a good player, so I'm not going to have too much. I've not watched the goals back. I can't face it at the moment. So perhaps he was more at fault than I think. But I thought he did okay. So I'm just going to give him a steady 6 anyway. It's nothing. You can't mark him any less than a 6. I thought he played pretty well in some certain parts of the game. Diaz, Tyrone said, scored City's equaliser while recovering from a knock that had drawn blood. Defended well and competed ferociously at times. Well, that's what we expect from Diaz, isn't it? Nice goal as well. Part of the defence that leaked a couple of goals, set pieces. Again, Diaz put his body on the line at times as well. Tyrone give him a 7. I'll just give him a 6.5, but it's one of our highest scores today. So, yeah, I think he did okay. Guardiola, Tyrone said, amid the mayhem of the first half, he had his moments of calm, but found things tough as Walter made increasingly got in the game. He's given him a 6. Again, I have to agree. I don't think there's much deviance to what Tyrone's saying today. Noticed him more in the first half. I think generally as a defensive unit, we were a little bit slack when we came under pressure in the second half. So, yeah, Tyrone's given him a 6. I didn't see anything to not give him a 6, so I give him a 6 as well. Please, on all these guys, let us know what you think as well. That's more important. On to O'Reilly, who got a little bit of stick from Tyrone. He said, poor clearance for the first goal. It was a bit of a miss kick, was it? As I said, I've not watched it back. Guardiola told him just after that. Some nice moments in possession, but hard to overlook that costly error. It is, but flipping heck, he's going to make mistakes, isn't he? God, Tyrone's still give him a 6. I think Tyrone's been quite kind today. As I say, I think it's a hard game to score, really, when you get beat. But, it's 6 of one, half dozen of the other as far as the players, because I thought they did well at times, but other times we looked a bit lax. Not mistake-free, of course it wasn't, but which one of the defenders were today? I don't think any of them were. So I'll agree with Tyrone yet again. I'll give him a 6 as well. On to our DM, who perhaps Yeah, it was a bit of a letdown. He's a DM, he's a defensive midfielder, but defensively, I didn't see him involved too much in and around the edge of that box protecting us. So Tyrone said found it almost impossible to get any control of the game, especially in the first half. Had Guardiola in his ear on a regular basis. He scored him a 5. I'm not going to go as low as a 5, but as I said, I thought he played okay, but I think defensively he perhaps has to do a little bit more. So I'll give him a 5.5. So he's the lot. I think he's my lowest probably today, or one of the lowest anyway. On to Bernardo Silva. Excellent against Liverpool. Yeah, well, we're not playing Liverpool now, are we? They got beat by Forest today, 3-0, by the way. So it makes our beating them doesn't look that great, does it? Anyway, excellent against Liverpool, said Tyrone when he dictated the tempo, but couldn't repeat the trick here. Newcastle midfield is physical, and the captain found it tough going. I think he did today. I say he's a bit more reined in, Bernardo, these days, isn't he? He had one of those chances where you just think he might find the top corner. He might have done 4 or 5 years ago, but not now. So he's given him a 6. I can't see any less than a 6. I think I'd give him a 6 as well. He sort of held onto the ball quite well at times, sort of kept control of the game in parts. But again, as I say, it's difficult to mark that second half because we just didn't do that well, did we, in the second half? Right, on to Foden. Tyrone said should have had penalty, but should have scored as well. Maybe City's best chance of the first half and would have capped a superb move. So he's given him a 6. Yeah, I think he should have scored. Simple as that. I think he pushed. He lost a little bit of control. I think he was too casual with it. He let it get away from him a bit. Perhaps it should have been a penalty. Either way, he should have put it on target, and that was the penalty one. And then he had the other one, of course, that he put wide of the post. So I'm sorry, that has to go in the net. So Tyrone's given him a 6. Again, I've given him. Not melted it down here. Again, I give him my joint lowest mark of 5.5. He has to do better with that, and it puts us back in control in control of the game. Cherky laid that chance for Foden on the plate. He did deserve an assist, didn't he? Said Tyrone, but that was one of the few moments of high class. True, tried to be cute at times when it wasn't called for, and still learning when to play. Yes, it's all right fanning about and doing these fancy flicks up the other end. Don't doing it our own half, our final third. Pep, see, this is a different Pep. He'd be having kittens. Cherky would be frightened of doing that sort of thing. Pep seems to allow these players to do these things and bring extra pressure on us for some reason, relying on Donnarumma perhaps. But, we can't always do it, as we saw today. So, yeah, save the tricky stuff for the other end. But, yeah, I don't think he was bad. I thought he got involved. I think he was... as I say, didn't have time to do sofa score today, but I think his heat map would have had him more or less all over the pitch. So I'm going to give him a 6 as well. Tyrone, give him a 6, I'll give him a 6. On to Doku. It's very boring scores in this one, isn't it? It's a good job I'm doing it quickly, as quickly as I can. Doku, Tyrone says City's best attacking outlet in the first half, but drifted out of the game after the break. If there's a criticism, it's that he doesn't always back up his best performances. Yeah, he's given him a 6. Again, it sounds a bit repetitive, this, doesn't it? Apart from a couple of 5.5s and a 5 for me and Tyrone. But yeah, all right, it's a couple of 7s early on, weren't there? He looked lively, but nothing really came off, did it? I think he beat his man once or twice, didn't quite work for him though in the box. So it's got to be a 6 because he certainly did put the effort in. But of course, we're not going to compare him to that Liverpool game, are we? And the guy who, actually does get my lowest scorer today, I forgot about this bloke, Haaland. Yes, Tyrone said contributed in his own box again. Yeah, defended well at times, but he had a rare off date in the opposition. Should have scored at least twice in the first half. Well, I thought he could have probably scored once. Tyrone said had he done so, it would have been a different game. It certainly would be. With it, he's there to do it. Pressure of bettering Shearer or equaling Shearer perhaps got to him at St James's, of course, of all places. But yeah, he should have done better today. He looked a bit not as eager today. He didn't look as up for it today. But Newcastle, big, strong, physical team, and he doesn't. I'm not saying he doesn't like that battle, but it sort of waters down his ability a little bit. And he should have scored at least one goal. Tyrone said 2. He's giving him a 5. He's there to score the goals. So I have to give him a 5 as well. I thought it was one of his poorer performances of the season. On to the subs that came on. I don't think there's any real big impact, was there? Reinders, Tyrone, give him a 6. I'm not going to mark him, he wasn't on long enough, but I can't disagree with that. Savvy, of course, did his usual, had a chance to try and place a ball in at the top of the net and just blasted high into the crowd. No surprise with Savvy. You know, he gets a chance to be a hero and he blows it, and that's the trouble with Savvy. So a 5 from Tyrone. I say I'm not scoring him, but no surprise after that. Bob looked okay. Some quick feet, one of those where he got into the box and sort of got blocked out. There's too many people in the box. He didn't know what to do with it. We could have done with KDB alongside Bob, couldn't we? It might have been a different conclusion, but hey, I thought he did okay actually when he came on. Tyrone gave him a 6, and of course Marmoush, apart from give a stupid foul away, I think at one stage when Newcastle were just trying to get the fouls and waste a little bit more time, which is quite their right to do when you're winning a game 2-1. So yeah, I'll give him a 6 as well. Well, there you go, guys. As I said, a little bit quicker today. Usually going for about 20 minutes plus with the sofa score, but that's okay. As I say, circumstances might be a few of these reduced vlogs depending, and I only know day by day how much time I can put in on these. So hope you enjoyed it anyway, guys. Please let us know your views. Let us know your scores. Man of the matches. I'll do the man of the match of the story of the game, which should be out. On Monday, I think, the story of the game, so check for that, guys. Thanks for watching. Please hit those buttons if you want to contact me, or you want to support the channel, or you just want a shout out, something like that. You can get in touch with me. Just keep watching and listening. Thanks for that, guys. Hope you enjoyed the feature anyway, and please, if you can, give us a thumbs up, give us a like, that'd be wonderful. And if you're not already a subscriber, it'd be great if you could subscribe. It's absolutely free. Also, check out all my social media links. I'll be in the description and comments below if you want to follow me on TikTok, Instagram, X, Facebook. We can chat on there and do all things City, of course. Also, if you're into film and TV, don't forget a lot of this channel is film and TV stuff. I love me film and TV like I do City. So if you're into that, have a look. Or if you know someone who might not be that bothered about the football but likes film and TV, give them a kick in my direction. I'll be very grateful. And special thanks as ever to supporters of the channel. Piat6505, they've got a little eBay shop selling film and TV memorabilia mainly, including books, magazines, posters, lots of posters, and they do have some City stuff as well that they've purloined off me over time, so there'll be a few bits and pieces, probably more going on as well. So have a look at Piat6505 on eBay. And yes, if you do go onto eBay, and if you're a member, we do have memberships, 99p a month. You get early access to all my vlogs, so as soon as I do them, you get them. Sometimes it could be months before they're published generally, so a lot of the history stuff, so you have access. The membership gives you access to that. It gives you 10% extra off at Piat6505 if you want to buy any of that memorabilia. That's all that you can actually gain that from being a member. And support the channel. That's a great way of supporting the channel, of course, like watching the ads on the original thing that you've seen now, my original feature. That'd be fantastic. So yeah, also before we go, podcasts. If you like your podcasts, I do a podcast with Mike Long in South Korea. It's called Bolt from the Blue, in our 8th season. Yeah, we've had some good fun on there. We're trying to have a bit of humour, generally look at City's games as and when we play them, have a look back. So please check out that. It's on Soundcloud, Spotify, all good places you get your podcasts from. There you go, guys. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed everything about this feature, and you didn't mind me asking you about this at the end. And please, all I ever ask for you is to stay safe, everyone, especially you Blues.